But today you're seeing good unlimited hydroplane racing. The Mr. Pringles, HOLSET, Miss Madison, Easter Seals, and Paddock Pools ready to go in Heat 2B as they come down to the start. There's the Mr. Pringles taking it in the lead with the HOLSET Miss Madison on the outside.
Mr. Pringles with George Woods Jr. comes out of that lane and off the exit pin down the back chute. Look at all the campers, Dick. There are thousands on that Kentucky side, and they've been here all weekend just to see this event.
Coming out of the first turn, there was a little battle between the multicolored Jif Presents Mr. Pringles that you're looking at in the center of your screen and the bright yellow boat known as Easter Seals with Stephen David driving. Jif Presents Mr. Pringles took the lead and so far is having a very nice ride. George Woods Jr. just trying to get this team into the points race on the unlimited circuit this year. HOLSET Miss Madison holding in tight in second place right now on the outside of the course. 121.849 for the Jif Presents Mr. Pringles. A decent speed, not as fast as he can go. There's no sense banging up the equipment. And look at the ride he's taking again in turn number 2, where Tommy Deeth had some problems with the Miss Budweiser earlier.
The exit pin starting down the back chute is really lumping over. There has to be a sandbar there, and the waves never seem to dissipate. They seem to hang in there, and that presents a little danger to these drivers as they hit into turn number 1, slide it sideways, and then try to straighten up the back chute. They're going to take some rocks today.
Jif Presents Mr. Pringles leading the pack. HOLSET Miss Madison in second place now with the Easter Seals boat in third. We might say also that the HOLSET Miss Madison boat is hoping that they will have another sponsor come on board that will provide them with a turbine engine. The boat was actually built with the idea of going to a turbine engine, so some slight modifications and they'd have it. 124.039 for George Woods Jr. and the Jif Presents Mr. Pringles. A comfortable lead now over the second place boat, HOLSET Miss Madison, and this boat in third, the Easter Seals with Stephen David.
And this boat is designed, Dick, that someone can take a ride in it. It has a second seat, but I don't know if I want to volunteer. I'll volunteer you.
The second seat rider gets to look out a little porthole in the side that you can see very clearly now as we take a close-up shot of the U-19. See the little porthole right behind the driver in the boat. That's where the second person can sit. And I agree with you, Jim. I'll watch the second guy sit in there, not me. There's the Jif Presents Mr. Pringles coming into the final turn. A very fast lap, incidentally, for George Woods Jr. He's coming around now to see the checkered flag flying high above. He's got to feel very happy. They've been building to this win for a couple of races. George Woods Jr., Jif Presents Mr. Pringles. A lot of the folks from the sponsor here today to watch as that checkered flag flies high over the Ohio River. The winner in Heat 2B. Second place, back a little bit off the pace, is Mike Hansen of Madison, Indiana, in the HOLSET Miss Madison, followed by the Easter Seals and the Paddock Pools.
George, it looks like you're still flying even in this heat when you're trying to tame the boat down.
Yeah, we're playing with a little bit of wings, and we've got another propeller we're going to try next heat. We did some odds and ends that didn't improve the boat as much as we thought we could get out of that first heat.
Watching the last heat between the Budweiser and the Miss Circus, does that psychologically bother you and see how fast those guys were going?
No, I just wished I'd have been in the middle of it, you know. We're here to race, and well, I'll tell you what, the Jif Presents Mr. Pringles, we're coming along a little at a time, but we're going to be up there pretty soon.
And they'll work at it now in Heat 3A as Jim Cropfield will take the seat of Steve Woomer's Winston Eagle. Big competition coming from Chip Hanauer in the Miss Circus. Jerry Hopp and Al Thorson's Paddock Pools U7. Mike Hansen in the host boat, HOLSET Miss Madison. And rounding out the field, Steve David in Bob Fendler's Miss Easter Seals.
On the inside of the course, it is the Winston Eagle along with Paddock Pools. Circus is in lane 3, and Circus right now is taking the lead. Circus in the center of your screen. The start of Heat 3A. Chip Hanauer trying to take command early on. The main challenge he sees out there right now is the Winston Eagle boat, that being driven by Jim Cropfield. As he comes out of the turn, seems to be a little bit heavier in the water. I think he slowed down a little bit coming out. The water looks like, Jim, it's chopping up pretty good.
In that particular corner number 2, they've had problems all day long. Look on the inside. Coming up in second place is Jim Cropfeld in a much improved Winston Eagle.
They've been working very closely with Jim Cropfeld on honing that boat and trying to get it a little bit faster. He's holding very solid on the inside of the course, which is a good indication of handling. That is a problem they had with the boat earlier on. Now it is Chip Hanauer choosing to go to the outside of the course to try to keep his speed up, sort of like Tom Deeth did earlier when he was battling in the heat previous. So Chip Hanauer has the lead right now, but he is certainly keeping an eye in his left mirror to see exactly how the Winston Eagle is doing. Back in third place, the host boat, the HOLSET Miss Madison, Mike Hansen, the driver.
We're on lap number 2 of 3. Remember, these are 3-lap sprints. You get 400 points for first, 300 for second, 225 for third, as we look at Jim Cropfeld currently in second place. He started racing in 1964 and joined the unlimited ranks, the major league of hydroplane racing, if you will, in 1982.
And coming into this season, Jim Cropfeld bragged 22 wins in 54 races. That's over 40%, which is a pretty darn good average for unlimited hydroplane racing.
And this man right here, Chip Hanauer, leads all drivers in victories, with the exception, of course, the legendary Bill Munsey. He's second all time, but leading in victories in current day drivers.
Winston Eagle boat settling down a little bit more, riding in second place. There's your leader going into the turn again. That is Chip Hanauer, and the boat he likes to call the Pink Lady, the Miss Circus. Stephen David in Bob Fendler's Easter Seals boat. They actually co-own the boat. Stephen is the one who is assigned to drive it. This is a new turbine boat that qualified for his first race right out of the box. Now they're in their second day of major racing, and they're hoping that they'll qualify for the championship heat here in Madison, Indiana.
Right now, the strategy will, let's set in first place, of course, for Chip Hanauer, 400 points. The Winston Eagle with Jim Cropfeld and the third place boat here, the HOLSET Miss Madison, will take 225 points. They are now going to set. The points will be accumulated. This is the last time these boats make an appearance before the final.
Chip Hanauer adding 400 more points to his total for the day as he completes the course and finishes with the checkered flag waving for him, the winner of Heat 3A, Chip Hanauer in the Miss Circus. Coming in second place now will be the Winston Eagle boat, Jim Cropfeld, and that's kind of got to make them happy because they've really been working on settling this boat down. Chip giving a little acknowledgement wave there to the guys up on the official stand to let them know he saw that checkered flag. Third place, the host boat, HOLSET Miss Madison, Mike Hansen out of Madison, Indiana. And here's fourth place. This is the Easter Seals boat, Steve David, the driver. They're going to be happy with that. We'll see if they make the final field. Then rounding out the field is Jerry Hopp in the Miss Paddock Pools, the U7.
Circus wins Heat 3A, and there's the rest of the order of finish. Let's go to the pits. Dick?
All right, Chip, what'd you learn on that one? Well, not much. We learned that we have a setup that we like better than this one. We really weren't happy with this one, and we're lucky that we didn't draw the bud, because I think they probably would have beat us pretty handily with this. All right, Chip, the 3-heat format, how do you like that? I mean, 3 laps and you got to do everything you do. It really makes no difference to me. I think it's whatever the fans like. You know, if the fans like this, then I think it's great. If they prefer the other, then we'll do the other.
Now let's check Heat 3B. Tommy Deeth in the Miss Budweiser. George Woods Jr., who he just heard from, in Mr. Pringles. Mark Tate in Oh Boy Oberto. Mitch Evans in the Cooper Boys, Cooper's Express, and here they come.
Center screen is George Woods Jr. in the Chip Presents Mr. Pringles. To the right of your screen is the Miss Budweiser. Tom Deeth powers on at the start of the race. He wants to get the advantage going into the turn. He's on the inside of the course, which we've been saying all day is the short way around. He comes through that trouble spot in turn number 2, and he's holding it beautifully as he comes down on the back straight. He powers on once again. Remember, we've pointed out so many times these boats actually slide through the turns, and they power on as they hit the straightaway. Second place right now, George Woods Jr. in the Chip Presents Mr. Pringles.
George is getting a pretty good ride coming down that back chute now and sets himself in second place behind the Budweiser. And you can see the difference now as the Miss Budweiser comes off of corner number 4 and comes down to complete lap number 1 of 3 coming under the bridge.
Jim, I don't know if George Woods Jr. had a problem or not, but he went way to the outside and actually has to cut inside to catch the course again, inside of the big column on the bridge that crosses the river. But he seems to have control of the boat. We'll have to check and see if he had a problem. 1:30.813 for the Miss Budweiser on lap number 1.
He has a problem. He's been penalized 1 lap by the referees for going off the race course and coming back in. So he will not be currently in second place, although his position shows it. That'll bring old boy Oberto up to official second place.
That's got to make Mark Tate and his crew happy with the old boy Oberto. They are officially being listed as second place now. Again, to review for you, they had a big outside run by the Jiff Presents Mr. Pringles. He actually went off the course and came back on, so he has been penalized a lap. Still your leader and uncontested, the Miss Budweiser, Tom Deeth. Tom driving a very solid and very conservative race this time around, knowing the championship heat lies just ahead. There you see the turbine-powered Oh Boy Oberto. Mark Tate now in second place. The boats as they run show Jiff Presents Mr. Pringles in second. He has been penalized a lap. 1:28.537 for the Miss Budweiser on lap number 2.
You know how close the HFC High Point Championship is to this point, Dick Crippen? I'll tell you. The Miss Budweiser must finish first here to maintain a 375-point lead over the Miss Circus, who now currently, as we're running, leads by 25 points by virtue of their 400-point win just minutes ago.
And as we look closely at the Oh Boy Oberto, look at the tail section. They've got damage on the boat. If it comes into the screen, you'll see there's like a chomp mark out of the tail fin there, so there could be a problem with that boat. It is currently being challenged by Mitch Evans in the Cooper's Express, but still holding on to second place. The Miss Budweiser, an uncontested leader from flag to flag. The checkered flag comes out over the Ohio River again this afternoon. And again, Tom Deeth comes home the winner, this time in the final qualification heat of the day. As they get ready for the championship later on, the winner in Heat 3B, Tom Deeth in the Miss Budweiser.
Average winning speed for the 3 laps, 126.1. Here's your second place finisher, Mark Tate and Oh Boy Oberto.
Oh Boy Oberto with that damaged upright on its tail, and there you can see the Cooper's Express finished as third, Mr. Pringles in fourth. Let's go down to the pits and Jim Hendrick.
Ron, you have to be satisfied so far with the way things are going.
Very much so, Jim. The Miss Budweiser seems to be just dialed in and running quite perfect for us today. And but Circus at second heat, there was one hell of a boat race, and it's going to be one hard final. We're looking forward to it. We want to meet Circus in the final, and it's going to be a nice, fast race.
The damage to the wing area of the Oh Boy Oberto. Will it affect the running in the final heat? We're going to find out just moments away.